Am I online? Good evening. Um, good evening. Why is dating so tough? That's the topic for this evening. I've been thinking about it and oh my God, that's such a tough topic. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Kampong Kid Life. We talk about coconuts, the universe, and everything else in between. And over the next 60 minutes, I will take this topic and I will take whatever other topics that will come up. And I will share from my experience, from my reality box, and really hope that from that perspective, I can create some value for all of you to be able to see something different or something new. Before I get into all that, let's see who's online this evening. Let's see, Trambui, good evening. Yun Do, good evening. Tung In, Ace, Duk Tan Ngok Lin Bui. Good evening. Good evening, all of you. Okay, I'm still learning, still practicing Vietnamese names. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, why is dating so tough? I've never had to answer that question before. Nobody has ever asked me why dating is so tough. Okay, so when do we find something tough or difficult? When we don't know how to do it, right? And when we step out of our comfort zone, when we have to go outside of our reality box, when we have to go into the unknown, and when we don't know what to do with whatever is happening out there, we don't even know what's happening out there, and we have to figure things out. That's when things get tough. Okay, and I guess dating is tough because it's an unknown. Okay, we never learned. It's not something that most of us would have had an opportunity to get knowledge, before we get into a dating experience. Okay, we never learn, right? We never learn how to date in school. There's no subject how to date. Okay, there's no in the same way. There's no subject how to make a friend, right? Okay, and dating brings it to a different level. And the difference, I guess, between dating and making friends, okay, is that there are all sorts of emotions involved. Okay, we experience this thing that we don't know what we experience emotions that we've never experienced before. Okay, when we feel an attraction towards someone else. Okay, and suddenly we have the heart starts to pum, 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 starts to beat a lot faster. Okay, then we start to have all sorts of funny things go on, and then we have no idea. Okay, we have absolutely no idea what these emotions, these sensations, these feelings, these thoughts are. Okay, except this desire, okay, to get to know someone else better. Okay, for and we don't even know why. We don't even know why we want to get to know that someone else better. Okay, but there is this attraction that we feel towards that someone else. So number one, okay, we have no idea. Okay, we have no idea what's going on, what's happening to us, and when we have no idea what's happening to us, okay, then we have to figure out what to do with all these emotions, okay, all these sensations, all these thoughts, and there's nobody to go to ask. Okay, so you see, I see, okay, the people who've not dated before, okay, that's me. And I think I talked about this two or 3 weeks ago during the special episode, the Pride episode, when I dated for the first time. I really dated for the first time, and it was such a disaster. It was such a disaster because I had absolutely no idea what to do. Okay, no idea, clueless. Okay, and I had to figure things out along the way. Okay, so I considered I consider my first real dating experience occurred. My first real dating experience occurred when I was 26 years old. Okay, that's very old. That's very old. I have no practice before that. Okay, and that was with another guy. So I had a little incident which I recall when I was how old? When I was 18, 19, when I was in high school. When because everyone had okay, all my guy friends had girlfriends, and so that was the normal thing to do. And one of the girlfriends that I knew, okay, that I got along better, we decided to spend more time together, and that was supposed to be my first dating experience. Okay, except that, of course, being very, very, very young, very, very naive, and had absolutely no idea. And at that point in time, I was doing it just because, okay, everybody else was doing it. Okay, it was the thing to do because everyone else was doing it. I don't think I really felt very attracted to the person. Okay, it was just a thing to do. So that lasted about a year, and we mostly just hung out. We mostly just hung out. Okay, went to eat together. So we just spent a lot of time together. Um, she was in the choir, so we spent time doing musical stuff. Both of us enjoy art, so we would go out and do and paint things and all that. But that was the extent of spending time together. So I don't really consider that a dating experience. It was just two people, okay, who went out together to do stuff. And I think now looking back, I think she must have felt there was something strange going on because it never went anywhere. We just hung out. Okay, and after 1 year, that was it, because after at the end of the year we finished high school, and then I then we went to university in different places, and that was it. Um, so nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened after that, because I also realized that uh, I wasn't really attracted to 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 girls, and I didn't know. Okay, I share with all of you. I didn't know what was going on. Okay, and it was only when I was 26, okay, that I had this encounter in the chat with this Caucasian person, who introduced me. Okay, didn't introduce, who opened the world of another world out to me, another world up, another world up. Okay, it opened another world to me that I had never experienced before. That then I started to, now, because I'm open to this new reality box and being okay to meet other guys. And then that was, I think, when my real dating experience started. Okay, but so up until age 26, I had no practice. Okay, and you know what they say about mastery is a function of practice and how quickly we correct without invalidating ourselves and others. Okay, at that point in time, I didn't even know anything about this thing called mastery. Okay, so it was tough. It was just as tough for me because I had no idea what to do. I just had all these emotions that was going on, this attraction that was going on, and say, what do I do with all this? Okay, and then what do you say to the other person? And then it's really, really awkward for whatever reason. Okay, someone under any other circumstances I would be able to talk to normally. When these emotions come out, it's like it just becomes very awkward. Okay, and I didn't know how to deal with it. Um, so met people, and oh my God, I was totally clueless, no idea what to do. So it was tough. So dating is tough. Okay, dating is tough, just like anything else. Okay, that you've never done before. So, and there's no book to read because all of us have different dating experiences. Okay, there's no manual, there's no guide for all for that applies to everyone. Don't have zero, because all of us are unique and different individuals. And each of us already have our own reality boxes. All of us are already unique, and then you put another person, okay, and then you this have these two people interact with each other, okay, and all sorts of combinations. I think I talked about this before as well. Okay, one person likes the other person likes this person, and then either one likes the other, or both like it, and whatever it is. Okay, so you have to figure all these things out. Okay, you have to figure out, okay, how to navigate this. Number one, the terrain is unknown. There's no map. Okay, and then you have to figure out the other person, and the other person is also figuring out. Both of you have to figure out how to navigate this unknown terrain. So it's tough. Okay, no experience is tough. The first time you date is tough because you don't know what to do. Okay, and then you will make a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, and because emotions are involved, okay, we get hurt, right? We get hurt, we get disappointed, there are misunderstandings, there are differences in each other's personalities that causes conflict. Otherwise, if it was just a friend, okay, there wouldn't be all these conflicts. Okay, but because there's all these other things, okay, I like you, you like me, I don't like you, whatever it is. Okay. So navigating the first few relationships or attempted relationships, not even relationships yet, okay, this starting stage, okay, is a lot of trial and error. Okay. Most people get the experience when they are younger, okay, in school, okay, so under normal circumstances, especially for my generation, okay, under normal circumstances in school, you start the boys and girls start to like each other, and then they'll go in and out and figure things out, make a lot of mistakes, and when you're young, you don't really care so much. Okay, not true. Because when you're young, okay, when you're younger, when you don't know how to deal with any of your emotions, okay, it's a lot harder. So not emotionally mature, okay, to be able to deal with a lot of emotions. And I think now looking at people in their teenage years going through that stage of experiencing emotion and getting hurt and disappointed and betrayed and everything else in between, and attempting to figure things out, okay, it's quite, I think, can be quite traumatic. Okay, there's no manual for emotions. Okay, not taught in school. Okay, not taught anywhere. But today, I think there's most people have a lot more access to information. Okay, and then you watch movies which are a lot more abundant. You read books, and you look for information on the internet. You may not have the experience. We may not have the experience, but you can read about other people's experience, and that gives a little bit of information. Okay, but when it comes to practice, it's a totally different thing. Totally different thing. Okay, because the dynamics of every situation, of every circumstance, of each person is different. So I was 26, and I didn't have any experience dating. Okay, so the first few massive disasters, tough, very, very tough. Okay, and being gay, there are fewer people to consult. Okay, and fewer people to talk to. Okay, it's no point talking to straight people because straight people are clueless about the experiences that we go through. But as you gain experience, as I gained experience, it became easier. Okay, I learned to navigate. I start to understand the terrain because it's no longer unknown. Okay, the emotions that I felt were no longer new. Okay, they became familiar. Okay, or this is attraction, or this is lust, or this is like, or this is love, or this is friendship. Okay, and everything else in between, or this is betrayal, this is disappointment, this is hurt. And so with better understanding, okay, of the emotions involved, of understanding other people, or understanding how to read other people, and how each person deal with relationships differently. Okay, some want to be pursued, okay, some want to pursue, Okay, someone to be both pursuer and pursued. Okay, some people want other people to be able to read their minds. Okay, others are open books. So start to have an experience of all the different types of people. Okay, and as I get the experience of all the different types of people, I also start to understand more about what I like and what I don't. Okay, what I'm attracted to and what I'm not. Okay, and I also start to see what it is about me that people find attractive, and what is it about me that people don't. Okay, who do I attract and who do I not? Okay, so all these things start to come up. Okay, no book, no manual to read, all from experience. So the first person you date is going to be tough because you have no idea. Okay, but of course there are people who who who's okay. Charlie, Charlie is getting into the act. So there are people who we know, whom I know, okay, who are the first boyfriends or girlfriends, okay, and then they stay throughout. So they figured they like each other enough to figure things out, okay. But the initial stages are always tough. Okay, the initial stages of getting to know each other, of discovering the other person, of navigating and wanting to not be hurt and not wanting to hurt and everything else in between, is a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of tests. Okay, and when we have to do things trial and error, it's so difficult. No, it is so difficult. It's very, very draining. It's very, very tiring. Okay, but you feel compelled, okay, to want to continue to do it because of the attraction that you feel for the other person. And if the other person feels attracted to you at the same time, okay, then it just intensifies. Okay. But there's always the honeymoon period, okay, when you first figure out that you like each other. And everything is nice, and the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, you see a rainbow after the rain, everything is nice, and you're nice to each other, and because you want the other person to like you, and the other person wants you to like them, so we're just putting on our best behavior. Okay, then as we get more familiar with the other person, then other things start to happen. Okay, as you spend more time together, um, then you will start to see that there are a lot of other perspectives to the other person. Okay, and the other person also see a lot more perspectives. Okay, about you, about me. Okay, and then as we go through more and more different types of situations, okay, more things come up, right? When we are under stress, when we are happy, when we are unhappy, when we are upset, when we are angry, and so all these things start to emerge. Okay, and as we start to discover each other more and more, okay, and we go deeper, okay, we start to see the other person's values, we start to interact with the other person's friends or family. So we start to experience more of the other person's reality box. And it can continue that way, okay? It can continue that way, the expansion, the overlapping of reality boxes, and we may like more and more, okay, of whatever we are experiencing. But for some people, okay, as we start to experience the other person's reality box, then and some of these experiences that we experience from the other person's reality box we don't like. So no, no. Okay. So as it progresses, okay, what will happen is there will be things that you like and things that you don't like, and similarly on the other side. Then it really depends on how much of the like versus the don't like, okay, that comes up, and whether or not you're able to deal with the don't like. The like part is easy, okay, but the don't like part, okay, whether you're willing to accept, okay, whether the like, okay, overshadows the don't like part, and you're willing to accept everything. And so that's the thing that I say, that we need to, if I choose to be with someone, okay, I need to accept both what I like and what I don't like. Okay, I need to accept the person exactly as he is, okay, without having the person change, because that's who I like. Okay, it's the whole package. Okay, and I cannot expect the person, okay, to change the things that I don't like in order to be with me, because then that's my requirement and it's not fair. I'm expecting the person to be someone else and vice versa. Okay, so to me that cannot happen. I need to be willing to accept the entire package, and that other person needs to be willing to accept my entire package as well. Then it will work. Okay, that both of us don't need to change. And I think I've also said this before. Okay, when two people come together, for me, okay, it is two people who don't need each other, okay, but want to be with each other, okay, who are willing to commit and say that, hey, I want to spend more time with you. I want to spend a lifetime with you, even though I don't need you. Okay, even though I don't need you, but I want to, not because I need to. Okay, and so that's my idea of a relationship. But it took three relationships and a lot of other dating experiences in between for me to figure it out. So it was tough. Okay, the first two, clueless. Okay, the first one was a disaster. I think I talked about this. The first one was a disaster. Okay, because I did what I thought I needed to do, and I made all the mistakes, all the classical mistakes. Okay, of a young person, naive, okay, who had no experience, okay, in dating. Okay, and then the second one, a little bit better. Okay, so the first one lasted 9 months. The second one lasted 1.5 years, a little bit better. Okay, and yeah, so had experience started to learn. And then the third one, we weren't even dating. We were not even dating. It didn't even start as wanting to date each other. We were just hanging out as friends, and things evolved from there. So it's tough because it's a gift from the universe. Because there is something that we are meant to learn, okay, to understand ourselves, our emotions, to understand how we are with someone else, to get the growth that can only come from interacting and being attracted to another person. Okay, it cannot be easier. Okay, it cannot be easy, because if it's easy, and it will never be easy, because we don't come with the experience of dating gifted to us. Okay, we don't. Okay, it's something that we need to experience. So if you've not dated before, okay, this is very, very theoretical to you. This would be very, very theoretical. Go find someone, figure out, okay, okay, open the door. Open the door. Okay, if you want to date someone, you need to open the door first and be available. Okay, and get hurt. Get hurt a few times. It's okay. You will survive. Okay, won't die. Okay, it will pass. Okay, whatever hurt will pass. Okay, so we learn. Okay, we learn that. I learned that being disappointed, being hurt, being whatever it is, are just emotions. Very important emotions. Okay, that I never knew I had before. But whatever these emotions are, they will pass. Okay, they will pass and say, oh, okay, it's over, and then we move on with life. Okay, with more experience, with an expanded reality box. Then the next time these emotions come out, it's, oh, that's what the emotion is. So go open the door. Number one, okay, go have some experience. Okay, there's no way I can share with you all this information, but there's no way I can give you the experience. You got to go and get the experience yourself. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you date. Okay, whether another guy, another girl, one person, two persons. Okay, if you want to accelerate the process, date multiple people at the same time, then you will surely experience acceleration. It's called leverage. Okay, some people can deal with this, some people cannot. So whether you want to do one at a time, whether you want to do a few at a time, okay, it's up to you. Okay, whether you want to date male, female, okay, or now we are no longer binary. I think the younger people are very different. It doesn't matter. Okay, if it's another human being, okay, get the experience, feel the toughness, get hurt a few times, it's okay, you won't die. Okay, won't die. You think you will die, but won't die. Will survive. I promise. I promise will survive. Um, the only way to experience hurt is to get hurt. The only way to have that experience is to get into the situation to get that experience. Feel the toughness. Okay, it will pass. It gets easier. No, it doesn't get easier because the next person is going to be difficult. Going to be different as well. Um, yeah, get the experience. It will always be tough. Okay, it will always be tough. You will have more experience. You will be able to navigate better. Uh, but if you decide to spend a lifetime with someone else, it moves past dating to a committed relationship, and that's when the real drama starts. So you think you think that dating is tough. If you think that dating is tough, wait till you get to the other side. Okay, then dating, okay, is nothing anymore. Okay, that's it. Why do children who used to be good kids have many mental problems when growing up? I don't know if they do. But what's a good kid? What's a good kid? I think a good kid is a good or bad kid is subjective. Right? A kid is a kid. Okay, good or bad is a judgment that we place based on a set of expectations of who the kid needs to be in order to be good. So it varies, right? Um, it varies. The definition of good varies depending on who you ask what a good kid is. For some people, a good kid looks a certain way. Okay, is independent and uh, takes care of himself. Okay, driven, whatever qualities are. And then for other people, a good kid may be obedient. Okay, studious, uh, does well in school. Okay, and everything else in between. Okay, so different that people have different definitions of what a good kid is. So I don't know if all good kids will have mental problems when growing up. Okay, but I guess when people do have mental problems, usually there is a conflict between who they are and who they are expected to be. Um, and I guess that's what creates the disparity. Okay, when so kids don't know better. Okay, what do kids do growing up? Okay, they want to be loved. They want to play. They want to be loved. They want to be accepted. They want to have friends. They want to. Okay, so they don't know any better. Okay, Who do they want to be loved by? Parents naturally. Okay, so they will so and kids have no ability to distinguish between the different aspects of life. Okay, so they will collapse. They will collapse things together. For example, if a kid wants to be loved by or wants approval or love from the parents, and the parents heap lots of praise and love, okay, expressing how happy they are with the kid if the kid does well in school, then the kid will start to think that in order to be loved, I need to do well in school. Okay, so love equals to do well in school. Okay, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be do well in school. Okay, it could be play the piano well. Okay, or it could be learn to uh, play a sport well, okay, or be good at something, okay, and whatever the parents have as their requirement for a good kid, they will praise the kid, right? Okay, when that kid does well in that thing, okay, and parents have a set of standards, whatever the standards are, okay, so they may want the kid to be a leader, okay, and then if the kid does well in school as a leader, then lots of praise, and then otherwise they will not. Okay, so the kid will start to learn what the parents' expectations are, or whoever it is that they're looking for approval from. Okay, it could be the teacher, it could be the parents, it could be, if my brother is like that, then I also need to be like that, because if my brother is like that, my parents to my brother or sister, because he's like that, then I need to be more like my brother or sister, so that I also get the same amount of love from my parents, or same approval, or whatever it is. Or it could be acceptance from peers. Okay, if I do this, okay, then people will accept me. If I do this, people will not. Okay, so there are all sorts of things that kids, okay, like love, right? We never learn how to navigate. So kids are also learning how to navigate. Okay, and the only way they learn, okay, is from feedback from the people around them. And then they collapse things together. Okay, if I want my parents to love me, I need to be this. If I want my teacher to think that I'm a good student, that I need to do this. If I want my friends to accept me, or the people around me to be my friends, that I need to be like this. And sometimes being who they need to be in order to get the approval, the acceptance, the love, may not be who they really are, and it may create struggle. And when we experience struggle, the mind has to adapt to something. Okay, and the mind is very, very adaptable. Okay, we adapt. Okay, the person is very, very adaptable. We adapt to who we need to be in order to get the things that we want to get. And if we adapt to who we need to be, that is very, very different. Okay, it creates very, very different from who we really are. For example, if I talk a lot, if I talk a lot, okay, and I'm expected to be quiet, okay, in class, okay, don't keep quiet, pay attention, follow instructions, okay, don't answer back. And if I want my teacher to accept me and think that I'm a good student, then I will keep quiet, don't answer back, and pay attention, and do whatever I need to do, right? Or with my parents, okay, if I need to be a certain way, then I learn how to do that. But I may not be that. Okay, so if I'm very rebellious and I cannot accept what the teacher says, and I'm very talkative, and I'm expected to keep quiet, because if I talk too much, I get scolded, I get punished. Okay, I need to stand outside of the class, okay, or whatever it is. Okay, so I learn not to talk so much so that I don't get punished. Okay, I learn to do what I need to do with my parents so that I get a reward and I don't get punished. Because if I do what I actually want to do, I might get punished. If I want to play, if all I want to do is to play, I don't want to study, I might get punished by my parents if my parents expect me to study and do well in school. Okay, so this between who I am and who I need to be, if I adapt, okay, and between who I am and who I need to be is I'm very different, this creates a tremendous amount of stress. Okay, and this stress builds up over time. Okay, and if we continue to stress, to create this stress, at some point, this will break. The person will break. Okay, it's enough already. I don't want to be that anymore. I'm going to go back to who I am. If I'm, and so that's where the rebellion comes out. Okay, and this happens. When does this happen? This happens in teenage years. Okay, when kids start to realize that they have choice. Okay, up until 12, 13 years old, okay, you're mostly just following whatever your parents tell you. Yeah, those you get punished. But as kids grow up into the teenage years, then they realize that they have a level of power, and they have a level of autonomy and control. And if if who they need to be is very different from who they are, okay, they will have enough of that, and that's when the rebellion starts. Okay, that's when they start to be very, very rebellious. Okay, then the parents will start to, oh my God, okay, the teenagers are so hard to control. They're not hard to control. Okay, they just need to be understood. Okay, and when they are told to be something that they are not, or when the expectations heaped on them, that represses, okay, what they want, okay, they're going to fight back. Okay, and maybe this contributes to some of the problems, mental or otherwise. Okay, it could be emotional problems. Okay, mental, whatever it is, because of the stress. Okay, that has been created. Okay, between the expectations and the freedom that they yearn. Okay, for some people, this continues until they, okay, they leave the house. They leave and they go out to work. Okay, and for some people, this continues for the rest of their lives. Okay, they just continue to meet the expectations. Okay, to do what they need to do to meet the expectations of other people. Okay, of their parents, of society, of their peers, of whatever it is. Okay, and then they continue to be unhappy. They continue to live the lives that they don't really want because they don't know how to break free. Okay, and at some point, there are some people who will take their lives. Okay, because they've lived a life that is not real. They've lived a life that is not them, and they don't know what else to do. Okay, and these people may look very, very successful on the outside, but success is based on what? Okay, standards that we establish externally. Okay, of what success looks like, having a lot of money, being very famous, being whatever it is. Okay, but inside it is empty. Okay, inside it is not who they are. It is not what they want to be. For some people, it comes up when they're very young. For some people, they hold on to it, okay, until they're older, and then they can't deal with it anymore, and then they end their lives because they've built up so much of their reality box, of their world, okay, that they need to keep up with. And it's very difficult. Okay, it's very difficult. Okay, I to some extent I also went through that. Okay, and I think I shared that as well. That before I came out, okay, I had all these things, okay, about all these standards, okay, all these ideas about who I needed to be, because who I was at that point in time was not acceptable. Okay, and I had all this fear about what will people think of me if they knew the truth about who I am. Okay, so there was this reality that was not real. Okay, there was this reality that was not who I am, that was what people see, and then there was who I am inside. And it was a struggle, very much. Okay, until finally I realized that I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't want to live in that prison created by other people's expectations. Because if I continue to do that, then whose life am I living? Okay, other people's lives based on their expectations or mine. Then I give up my life, okay, to meet other people's expectations. So that was the awareness that I had, okay, and I was in my 20s. Okay, but not all kids have access to this. Okay, they don't know better. Okay, and when they don't know better, then what do? They don't know how to deal with it. Okay, and when you don't know how to deal with something, okay, and it becomes overwhelming, you break down. Okay, the mind breaks down, the emotions break down, the person breaks down. Okay, so good kid based on someone else. Good kids are always based on other people's standards. Okay, because if you say that good kids, it means that they're bad kids. Okay, bad kids means what? Don't meet the expectation. Don't meet the expectations. Okay, but all kids are just kids. Okay, there are no good kids or there are no good kids or bad kids. Kids are just kids being who they are. Good and bad, okay, are judgments that we put based on our expectations of who the kid needs to be. If the kid meets our expectations, good kid. If the kid doesn't meet our expectations, bad kid. But the kid is just a kid, being the unique person that he or she is. Okay, and then we do such injustice, not only to kids, but to people, okay, with the judgment that we place on them. Okay. So if you are there, okay, and you have that label of good or bad, then there's somebody else's expectations that you don't need to fulfill. The only thing that you need to do is to live your life the way you want to live your life. If you are that kid, okay, then just be the kid that you want to be. And forget about all these good or bad things. Good kid or bad kid. Okay. Why is it so hard to heal traumas? So what's a trauma? Okay, so there's all sorts of trauma, right? There's physical trauma, there's emotional trauma, there's mental trauma. Okay, but what's a trauma? A trauma is a disturbance to the system. There is a disturbance in the force. Okay, so that's the force. Okay, I don't know whether you guys watch Star Wars. Okay, anyway, there is the force, the energy. And the force is always in balance. Okay, there's chaos, there's order, and then there's balance between chaos and order. Okay, and so the force will always be in balance. And then when we disturb the force, we disturb the force and the force goes out of balance, okay, in a way that is detrimental to us. Okay, it doesn't matter, okay, physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, or any state of beingness. It throws us out of balance, okay, then we recover. So we will, when something is thrown out of balance, then we need to bring it back to equilibrium. Okay, when something goes either way, too much order or too much chaos, life is always about balance. Okay, so then we need to bring it back to balance, because usually the force, okay, in balance, okay, will fluctuate a little bit. Okay, and for it to go out of balance, okay, there must be a force. Okay, there must be something, a catalyst that brings it out of balance. And there is energy that is put in that shifts it. Then we need to put in energy to bring it back, okay, to balance. Okay, and it happens all the time. Okay, it happens all the time. Okay, and this is how we navigate through life. Okay, through this balance of chaos and order. But trauma occurs, okay, when that disturbance in the force is so massive, okay, that it creates damage. Okay, it creates hurt. Okay, it hurts us. Okay, in some way. Okay, we get hurt emotionally, we get hurt psychologically, we get hurt. Okay, physical trauma is probably the easiest to deal with, because our body heals. Okay, we know how to heal our body. We have the knowledge. Okay, we have the knowledge. Emotional and psychological trauma is a little bit more difficult to heal, because it's not a physical thing. Okay, when our spirit gets hurt, okay, then we need different techniques. Okay, and this really goes out of the realm of science, because we've not figured. Okay, so humans have not figured everything out yet. Okay, we've figured a lot of the things that we can touch and feel. Okay, which is our physicality. Okay, but even the human body. Okay, when we experience trauma, when we get cut, okay, it's also trauma. Okay, when we break our bones, when we break our bones or get injured, Okay, it is physical trauma, and then the body needs to repair itself. Okay, it needs to heal, and depending on the level of the hurt, the what is required to heal is also different. Okay, if you break your bones, okay, it takes a lot of effort for the body to heal. Okay, as opposed to a little cut. Okay, when you have disease, like cancer, okay, it is the body experiences trauma. The body will fight back and attempt to heal. Okay, the body is able to heal itself. Okay, but sometimes it needs help. Okay, so depending on what it is that causes the trauma, then you need the techniques, okay, to be able to heal. Okay, the body we've not figured everything out yet. Okay, there are things that the body experiences, trauma that the body experiences, that we've not figured out how to heal. Okay, when we experience a stroke, okay, when there's a blood vessel that's blocked, okay, that then damages the brain, okay, we can't heal from that. We don't have the knowledge to heal from that at this point in time. Okay, the brain experiences trauma. Okay, parts of the brain, because of the blood vessel that got blocked and loses the supply of whatever the brain needs, it shuts down. And when that shuts down, okay, whatever parts of the body that part of the brain controls, okay, we no longer are able to control. That's why stroke patients, okay, a lot of them you will see that parts of their body become paralyzed, okay, because that part of that brain is damaged beyond repair. Okay, so we've not figured out, okay, how to heal from trauma like that. Okay, and then of course there's the emotional trauma. Okay, there's the psychological trauma. Okay, which we even have lesser knowledge on how to heal from. Okay, now we're discovering more and more, okay, about the human spirit, about emotions, about psychology, and what we need to restore the balance of the force. But we haven't figured everything out yet. Okay, so whatever it is, okay, why is it so hard to heal? Because we don't know how to when we get out, okay, when that cause of the trauma brings that balance of the force, that disturbance, creates that disturbance so far out that we don't have the knowledge. Okay, we don't have the knowledge to be able to restore the balance. Okay, then what happens? Okay, there's a lot of trial and error. We just have to figure things out. Okay, but after having said that as well, we can equip ourselves with knowledge, okay, on how to deal with trauma. And when we have the knowledge to be able to deal with trauma, then when this hits occur, we will be able to deal with it because we have knowledge. Okay, we have knowledge to heal a lot of our physical trauma now, and then that which allows us to heal, which allows our body to heal, okay, which we didn't have before, right? Long ago, we've made a lot of advances in medical science that has given us the knowledge to be able to heal our body. We've also made a lot of advances, okay, in medical science that has allowed us to understand our intellect, that allows us to understand our psychology, that helps us to heal from psychological and mental trauma. Okay, we have the technology. As a human race, we have the technology. The challenge is this. Okay, a lot of people, okay, don't have access to this information. Okay, so when you don't have access to the knowledge, when you experience a trauma, you don't know how to get back. Okay, you don't know how to come back to balance. Okay, and earlier I talked about kids, right? They don't have the knowledge. They were never taught. Okay, and earlier I talked about dating as well. You know, we experience trauma, emotional trauma, psychological trauma when we're dating. So, oh my God, okay, all these things that's happening. Okay, we get hurt. Okay, and if we don't have the experience, we don't have the knowledge. Okay, we don't know how to recover. If we don't have the knowledge and the experience, we don't know how to recover. It takes time to get experience. Okay, because in order to get experience, you just have to make mistakes and then learn, right? That's the only way to get the experience. Okay, the other way is to get knowledge. Okay, get knowledge, and which then helps accelerate the learning during the experience. When you have the tools and knowledge, okay, we will be able to navigate better. When you have the map, you're able to navigate better. A lot of people don't have these maps. Okay, and that's why that's why to me it is so important, okay, to have knowledge, okay, to have all this knowledge that is not taught in school, because then it allows us to navigate life better, okay, to manage trauma better, to be able to respond to life's challenges in a manner that's more equipped. Okay, this is one of the big things that we talk about in the Resilience Blueprint program. Okay, being resilient. Okay, being resilient is being able to pick yourself up, to be able to get up after you fall down. Okay, that's what resilience is. Okay, and we will fall. Okay, we will encounter stuff, and then we will stumble, we will fall, we will make mistakes. Okay, resilience is being able to pick ourselves up again. And to me, a large part of being resilient is being equipped. And being equipped with what? With knowledge. Okay, understanding the universal laws, understanding ourselves better, understanding the process of things. Okay, having the right maps to navigate life in different ways. Okay, being able to see a bigger perspective of life. That, like I was saying earlier, you get hurt. You will get hurt. Okay, when you date. Okay, if something doesn't work, but it will pass. Okay, but for people going through for the first time, okay, it feels like you're going to die, but you won't. You won't. Okay, and some people feel they want to die, then they attempt to kill themselves. Okay, that's crazy. Why do people do that? Because they are not equipped, okay, with the knowledge that will help them navigate this unknown territory. When they don't have the maps, okay, when you don't have a map, you will feel very, very lost because you don't know where to go. Okay, so have the maps, have the knowledge, have the skills, and all this can be acquired. Okay, today we all have access to a lot of information that we didn't used to have access before. We have access to a lot of science that didn't used to be available before. Okay, the only reason, okay, we don't have a map or knowledge is because we don't acquire it. Okay, it is available to anyone, to everyone. Okay, that's why my focus on education, okay, it is the greatest thing, the greatest investment that we can make in ourselves, to be equipped to deal with trauma or other things, which then helps us heal. Okay. Okay, I have time for one more. How can I control my words and emotions so that I don't hurt others? It's called the art of noticing. Okay, some people call it mindfulness, practicing mindfulness. What's practicing mindfulness, or the art of noticing? So life is a series of events. Okay, life is a series of events, one after another. Okay, and all these events have an impact on us, and then we respond to these events. Okay, how we respond to these events depend on the knowledge and information that we have. Okay, so it always goes back to knowledge and information. Okay, how we navigate life depends on the maps that we have. Okay, how detailed the maps are, and how accurate the maps are in the terrain that we are navigating. Okay, you can have maps, okay, that are wrong. Okay. then you will go to all the wrong places because your map doesn't match. What do I mean by that? If I have a map of Singapore and I'm in Vietnam, okay, the map doesn't match the terrain. Okay, so no matter how accurate the map I have, okay, because I'm in the wrong country, okay, using the wrong map, I will never get anywhere. So the map has got to be accurate for the terrain that I'm navigating. Okay, so the first thing is having a map, okay, then having the knowledge, the strategy, the tools, okay, to be able to travel, okay, the journey on this map. So we will encounter things, okay. Universe will throw us struggles, problems, challenges, and sometimes all that happens in the form of other people. Okay, sometimes in the form of other people, sometimes in the form of things in the environment. And then we have to respond to this, okay? Respond to these things that happen. When we don't have maps or knowledge or awareness, we go into what I call automatic behavior, and what happens is a reaction. Okay, something happens, we get angry. Something happens, we get sad. Something happens, we become happy. Okay, whatever it is, things as these events unfold, okay, we are just reacting to whatever the events are in an automatic way when we don't have the awareness of ourselves. Okay, how do we know? How do we get awareness of ourselves? Okay, it is learned. It is learned. Okay, when I get knowledge that I can take a look at myself and how I respond, okay, then I have a choice to be able to do something differently. And the art of noticing, okay, is one of these tools. Okay, it is knowledge. Okay, did I always know this? No, I didn't always know this. Okay, as a kid growing up, okay, blah, 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 okay, all the reactions, okay, to whatever happens, okay, get angry, get sad, get whatever it is. Okay, but the art of noticing is a tool that I've learned that tells me that I have thoughts, emotions, and feelings, sensations, okay, all the time. Okay, I'm not my thought, I am not my emotion, I am not my feelings or sensations. Okay, they are separate from me. Okay, what are thoughts anyway? They're just electrical impulses that go on in our brain. That's what thoughts are. What are emotions? They're just chemical reactions that's occurring in the body that this changes in the chemical reactions that triggers electrical impulses that tells us that we're happy or sad or everything else in between. Okay, and all these sensations are what? Okay, are stimulus, okay, and response of our body to the stimulus. Okay, what's a stimulus? You know, if I take a sharp object and poke my hand, okay, I feel pain, okay, because the body is saying that, hey, you know that there's this sharp object that's poking. Okay, so it's just electrical impulses. So the body is just electrical impulses and chemical reactions. Okay, but it is not who we are. Okay, so when I am able to know that, hey, I have a thought going on, I have an emotion, I have a sensation, okay, which is what anger is. Okay, it doesn't have to be anger. It can be frustration, it can be happiness, sadness, whatever it is. Okay, when we don't know how to deal with it, meaning we don't have the map, we don't have the knowledge, and then something happens, it triggers a reaction called anger. Okay, what do? Okay, we do what may come naturally. Okay, the body goes into a state of defense, the body goes into a state of trauma, and we all need to survive. Okay, fundamentally, okay, we go into survival mode. And when we're in survival mode, okay, we go into self-protection, and part of this self-protection may cause us to do things that will hurt or harm other people, that will cause us to say things that will hurt or harm other people. Okay, it is a reaction. Okay, how do you not do that? Be able to choose. We have the capacity to choose. When something happens, same thing that happens, okay, it triggers anger. But instead of reacting with anger, okay, if I'm noticing that I'm thinking something, hey, I notice that I'm feeling angry. I have this emotion called anger that's coming up. Now I'm able to look at that emotion. Oh, so anger is coming up. Okay, and then these angry thoughts are coming up. I notice I have some thoughts now that make me want to say some things. Okay, I haven't said anything yet. I have thoughts that make me want to say some things. Okay, thoughts that want me to lash out and hurt the next person who's just there, even though that person is innocent because of another event that's happened. When I'm able to notice the thought, the emotion, or the sensation, I might be feeling, oh my God, now I start to shake, okay? And the next thing the next person that comes to me will get punched. Okay, so I notice that this is going on for me, okay? So that's self-awareness. And when I'm able to notice, I'm able to choose. Just because I'm angry doesn't mean that I need to say anything. I can choose. Okay, and if I have the awareness that yes, I may be angry right now because of the thing that has happened, that has made that where I have allowed myself to feel angry. Okay, we cannot be triggered unless we allow ourselves to be triggered by whatever it is. Okay, and that's learned as well. Okay, that this thing that makes me angry now, when I learn to recognize it, okay, that makes me angry because of something that's going on. Okay, the next time it happens, okay, I can choose not to be triggered by that thing anymore. Okay, so it all comes with awareness and maps and tools. Then I choose. I don't have to say the things that I would have said. I don't have to, just because, okay, the thing that has happened that's made me angry doesn't mean that I need to go and punch someone. Okay, doesn't mean that I need to say hurtful things, okay, to people who are totally innocent. But it starts with being able to notice that, hey, there's this thing that's happened that is causing this thought, this emotion, and this whole package that's called anger. And knowing all this, like I was saying earlier, okay, all this, it will pass, right? Hurt will pass. Anger will also pass. All emotions will pass. All emotion, no emotion is permanent. And if I know that this anger, I'm feeling angry right now, I have this angry thoughts right now, I don't act on it, I can choose to do something else, it will pass. I don't need to act on it. Okay? Or I can choose to act on it, okay, if I am in danger. Okay, if I am in danger, I need to protect myself, I need to protect the people around me, and I need to act on it, then I can choose to act on it. Okay, because that person who's making me angry, okay, is also threatening to cause harm to me or people around me, that I can choose to act on it and fight back. Okay, but not to hurt the innocent people around me, okay, with words or action that they don't deserve. So it is always being able to choose, and being able to choose comes with having maps and knowledge and awareness. These are all tools to be able to navigate life. Okay, so it all goes back to having access to education, okay, to tools, to be able to respond to whatever life throws at us. Okay, I can talk about this right now. Okay, I can spend a lot of time talking about this. Okay, but you want to learn more? Okay, go to that. Go to the resilience blueprint. Okay, we go into this a lot deeper and a lot more stuff as well. Okay, all about how to navigate life. Okay, in a way that is empowering. Okay, to be able to then create sustainability in whatever it is that you want to do in a meaningful and fulfilling way. Okay, I think the link should be down there somewhere. You want to find out more about the program. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Okay, thank you all for being here. Thank you for asking tough questions. Yeah, dating is tough, and it will always be tough. Okay, it gets easier. And then you will you will experience something tougher. Okay, the reward, okay, that you get when something that is tough becomes less tough is something tougher. And then you say, thank you, universe. So thank you all, thank you all for being here tonight, for your 60 minutes, for your time. Very, very grateful. If this has been meaningful for you, please like, share, subscribe. I'll see all of you next week. In the meantime, you take care. Kampong Kid out.